Welcome to Apsley House. My name is Olivia Fyman and I'm the keeper of the Wellington collection. We're going to take a look around. 16, so obviously by this point he's 16, so obviously by this point he's This is the porter's chair, so this would have actually been used outside the house. It's amazing kind of waxed cotton, it looks like it's leather, and this is an absolutely exquisite service because all of the plates are decorated with scenes from the various campaigns that Wellington went on. So not going to be able to identify them from the front, but they helpfully have the location written on the back. All of course beautifully hand painted, made by the Berlin porcelain manufactory. Wellington, incorrectly painted on a white horse. It's actually a chestnut horse, but still very dramatic. And then this service in the middle is a gift from the restored King Louis XVIII. It's known as the Egyptian service. So this is your centrepiece that goes down your dining table. And as a gift from Napoleon to Empress Josephine, but she decided she didn't want it. And then after the defeat of Napoleon, the restored King Louis XVIII decides to give it to Wellington as a gift. And I mean, the decoration is absolutely exquisite and unique. This is Napoleon's sword that he carried at Waterloo, and it's got these two sort of spare scabbards. One looks sort of more utilitarian with the leather, but the other one is absolutely exquisite. It's tortoiseshell with tiny gold stars all inlaid, and the mounts are all gold. And it's here because at the end of the Battle of Waterloo, Napoleon realises things aren't going his way, so he decides to make a run for it. But unfortunately for him, soldiers catch up with the carriage. Napoleon makes a run for it out the carriage door, but the Prussian soldiers, they capture the carriage. And inside the carriage is Napoleon's sword, his hat, his cloak, and these sort of trophies are given to various Prussian and British commanders, and Wellington receives the sword. And this lovely curved sword is Wellington's sword that he carried at Waterloo. These tureens with these wonderful sort of mermaid figures, they all come as part of the huge gift of silver from the Portuguese after the end of the Peninsular War. And then these two services are the Austrian and Saxon services, so Saxon on top, Austrian at the bottom, and they were, again, these victory gifts made by Meissen, who of course were another of the very important porcelain manufactories in Europe. I really like to buy mid-17th century Dutch paintings, so you see all of these domestic scenes, stories of morality and immorality, industry and idleness. This is famous images that he commissioned himself, and he's shown here in his field marshal's uniform. He was made a field marshal at the end of the Peninsular War in 1813, and it's very much a reflection of his important status. This is a painting by Goya, Wellington on horseback. This is the most important paintings at Apsley because it depicts the annual Waterloo banquet that the Duke held every year on the anniversary of Waterloo to commemorate the great victory. This is the last extension that he built with the intention of providing a bigger space for his Waterloo banquet because he needs to be able to seat around 80 people, and there's a space to hang pictures. So I mentioned earlier that Wellington's been given this great gift of pictures from the Spanish after the end of the Peninsular War. Bruegel, Rubens, Velasquez, some very, very important artists are represented. So he holds a Waterloo banquet from 1820 right through until his death in 1852. So there are many, many banquets that take here at Apsley House, but up until 1830, they all take place in this room where you can only seat around 40 people at the table. But the centrepiece you see is the Portuguese centrepiece. This is one that was used every year for the Waterloo banquet. And then on top, you've got the figure of victory standing on a globe. And then these are these personifications of the four continents, all singing victory. The nymphs on the table are meant to be a classical festival to honour the hero. And this room was all hung with portraits of all of the monarchs who had allied with the British against the French. But all contemporary figures dressed as Roman emperors, commemorating important people. and a little yellow drawing room. Important object in here is our wonderful pianoforte, much smaller than of course a piano would be today. It's made in 1772. These uniforms were all made for appointments. Gathering over the French, symbolising the sort of disarray of their final hours of battle, and then the sky breaking in the evening light coming through.